Hi. I've got some celery to put on my sandwich because I couldn't find any lettuce. This is pretty amazing. It's got tomatoes. Ran out of olive oil, so I used coconut oil. If you don't like this, then I don't care what you believe in unless it's God and Jesus. The rest of it, probably a bunch of bullshit. I like this sometimes, so don't make fun of it, okay? Don't call me gay because I like coconut oil. I didn't have any olive oil, so I put that on there. Tastes pretty good. Coconut oil, how does that make somebody gay? I don't get it, and I don't really give a fuck. So I've got tomatoes. I've got ham for this big red meat eating manly man. If you don't like coconut oil, I got ham. I'm actually eating it. I put some mustard on. I've got this really good bread. Here's what the bread looks like. Look at it. Wow. Really good tasting bread. Really good tasting bread. I kept it in the microwave. Figured that kind of, keeps it out of the air, and it'll stay good for a while. I just left it in the microwave. And I didn't have lettuce. Look, really hiding away, eating coconut oil, hiding away from people eating coconut oil. I've had enough, man. It tastes pretty good. When you put some salt on it, it's okay. I put a little bit of salt, even without the salt. However people cook. Sour cream. Daisy sour cream has a good taste. I'm gonna put that on it. A sandwich. I'm gonna put it on the ham. Put it on here somewhere. On the mustard or something. This looks really good. This is gonna be a really good big sandwich. Yeah. I can't constantly forgive people all the time and be a meek little person who doesn't get to do things that I feel happy at. It says, do unto others as you would do unto yourself. It's okay to be kind to yourself. I cut the thing off that. I'm going to cut this into little pieces or something. I'll just cut it right here. I don't feel like getting a plate. Maybe there's a plate. I'm just gonna cut it on here. I don't feel like eating a plate. I want to eat a really good tasting sandwich. Sorry, I had enough of that coconut oil. Somebody pretended it's gay. Come on, man. It always worked for me. It tastes really good in soups. With meat, it tastes okay. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see why people wouldn't like it. Because the consistency, they think it's like jizz. They're crazy. They're fucking insane. I have that much of a homophobia. I don't get what they believe in. I don't care, other than if they believe in God and Jesus. The rest of their shit sucks. I don't give a fuck what the rest of the shit they believe in is. I'm eating their meat. I'm eating this. It's meat. Don't get it confused, you homophobe. Is this gay? No. Is milk gay? It looks like it's coming out of somebody's penis? No, you fucking idiot. You people like dairy. You homophobes. You like meat and dairy. You always gotta have their meat and dairy. Don't fuck with me, motherfucker. I like vegan food. Had enough. They forced me on an all-meat diet for a year. Those kinds of people. Messed up the way I was eating. I'm gonna calm down now. I've had enough. I had enough. I apologize. I'm actually eating meat now, okay? And I realize it's good. It says in the Bible it's okay to eat meat. But I prefer vegan. So I usually eat vegan, but sometimes I eat meat now, and I know it's not because of some intentional like stabbing the animals in the head and tearing through their body like a horror, you know? That's the only I thought that's what it was. I thought that's how you had to eat meat. So I started acting like that when I was eating meat, to be like them. They really wanted me to eat that way, and that's how I had to be to rationalize why it was okay to be eating those dead corpses, you know? Until until I actually read the Bible and I realized, wait a second, those aren't dead corpses, you know. It's okay to we have dominion on the animals. It's not bad at all. It's okay to eat meat. But I preferred vegan, okay? And I eat meat now, and it's good. It's not at all killing a corpse and there's horrors and shit. I don't like that. I hate that stuff. Or I'm against it. I don't like it. I apologize. This has been negative and mean. I don't want to do it. I really messed up, you know. After all these years, for all these years, can't imagine. Here's my amazing sandwich. Look at this. Amazing sandwich. One mention of a sandwich. Okay. Stop being pissed off. But you know, they want to rile you up after you work 14 hours in a day already at things and then get you to pay bills. You have to pay bills. Get a job. You know, that's why I acted that way. I acted that way. Paying bills is real. You know, I worked in this house more than 4 years full time. They still don't really call that a job or something. You know, it's like, it's got to be way more, you know. When I was able to borrow money, $70,000, I got a $70,000 loan to work in the house. That's real money that I invested directly into this house, working on this house, and paying minimal bills while living here, and then working relentlessly at the videos. That YouTube, someone at YouTube, please look at me and watch. Look, I have an entire feature film on YouTube. I have an entire real feature film, a real movie, not a low quality one. I worked very hard to get it right. I spent years on it. That's one. I have more than 40 music videos. I have videos. So somebody on YouTube tell me, why has it not made a lot more money and every month coming in to me, not to Danica, to me? And why did I have to work on this house and work on other real estate stuff when I'd been working at a dream for 30 years and it didn't quite pay the bills, you know? So somebody at YouTube tell me why. I don't know. You know, for that dream, and then for my wife and kids to be taken away from me to some place where they don't work in entertainment. Those people in Texas don't really work in entertainment that much. It's not the entertainment center of the world. It's just how it is. So I don't, you know, I've had almost enough of it. And then I would get the thought, get a job. I must have heard it in my thoughts. I didn't hear voices. I got a thought of it maybe 40 times today, or that's just today. Yesterday it must have been 100 times. The entire time working on my house today, I filmed a video of working on my house, and I put that on unlisted. Oh, don't say unlisted. That means an unlisted officer. That means the military, because that's all my dad gets, the military. Wait. That's YouTube. It's different. Oh, but he gets YouTube. He gets YouTube. He gets 2 or 3 other words he knows that he associates with YouTube. So I can't really say those, because then there'd be a little pygmy's head crushed into who's ever pushing their bullshit anxiety on themselves, because they'd do that to themselves out of their own meanness, trying to hurt me with it. And that's what it did to them in my thoughts right then, because it's starting to get me to sin if I don't eat something. I've had about enough. Get to work after 14 hours. For 14 hours. Let me show you what this is right here. What this happens to be. Had to redo that entire floor. There were 2 layers of old carpet on that had been there since the 70s or 60s. And to pull all that up, do all that work, paint those walls, stuff piled up in here was stuff that was like way worse than anyone could imagine. Had to clean up this refrigerator, get it safe and working. To clean up these cabinets a bunch. I can replace them, but I still had to clean them up. The light coming from here, I had to install that light. Had to do a relentless work on everything that you see right here. Just that you happen to see on this part of the house, and it's like a 5,500 square foot house. So, and they don't acknowledge that as work for some reason. You know, I don't get why. But I've been kind of negative in this video, been pushed like almost too far. It's like they want me to get a job or something. I don't know what I'd work at when there are not filmmakers out there who know how to do the technical and creative stuff that I know how to do. They don't know music. Can they compose their own music too? Can they act in the thing too? Can they screenwrite? Are they really good screenwriters, or do they have to go with somebody else who already wrote the script because they don't know how to do it? Are they good at comedy? Is it really funny? Are they good at editing? Do they know editing too? Do they know all post-production besides hiring a 3D animator? That's me. Are they really good at the theory behind it? Did they go to 7 years of school? You know, did they get an MFA from one of the best film schools where they learned theory about it, and an undergraduate, one of the best film schools where they learned theory about the film editing so they could be, like me, a union editor and a really good film editor? Hi. You want to know what's up? Getting the thought, get a job after I've been relentlessly working in this house. And here's the thing they don't like, that I was really working relentlessly on trying to figure out how to get back my wife and kids, how to get them back, the people who I could share everything with, be myself around, and it was okay. That was taken away from me. So I was working relentlessly at that for many years. And as if that wasn't enough, I renovated this entire, physically, I'm not bragging about it, but a lot of work that had to be done to this house. It wasn't like it was a 1 or 2 bedroom that you do in a few months, you know, and there's not as much work. It was that work times 10, you know, that much work that I had to do myself. Oh, a little bragging here and there. I've got a big home. Come on, look at it. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. I can take this out and put a new one. It doesn't matter. You know, this is nothing. Who cares about it? And and they want me to pay my bills at something that they approve of. Not just work, not just actual work in the film industry, which I can go to Los Angeles right now and work as a director. I have one of the biggest resumes in film and video in all of fucking, like Billy Idol says. You want me to be allowed to say fucking like Billy Idol says to an entire town? Or I'll say it the way I want to say it. In all of Virginia, I have one of the biggest resumes in film and video. But guess what? It still barely fucking paid. It didn't pay me that much because I had to work at this type of fucking thing. I don't want to punch it again because I don't want to hurt my hand. I have to replace this. Oh yeah, make sure every inch of this physically very big place that you had to do all the work on every little inch of the entire place all these years, and that's not enough. And I've done that for, you know, I've worked 88 years full-time in my life, and they tell me, you never worked, get a job. And they try to tell the other people on Danica's side of the family I never worked, and they try to tell the other friends and the other people I never worked to keep me working really hard, so I have a strong work ethic, so I'm constantly working hard. You know, I think maybe I had too much caffeine. I think that's what it is. I think maybe I just had too much caffeine and I need to calm down. I think I need to quit caffeine and realize, wait a second, this is in my thoughts. This is in anxiety. I don't have to work too hard. I have enough money. 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 It's okay to let it go. That is when it's okay to let it go. And those fucking people, like how Trump said, really, I like Trump, so I can call him what, I like him. I think he's okay. But he was against the let it go stuff, the do nothing stuff, he called it, Guess what? Sometimes when people are pushed so far to have to keep doing more and more and more, it's okay to let it go. That's something good, to let go of an earthly goal. That's not what everything's about. It's about kindness to others, following God and Jesus, being good, not some stupid earthly goal or something that somebody makes you think you've really got to pay your bills in some way, and it's like, I think my dad's kind of doing it, but I don't know for sure. It's like this anxiety thought, get a job, get a job. What would I work at? Wells Fargo? The fuck? I like Wells Fargo. Well, the actual Wells Fargo I like, but not the fucking call center jobs that pay $14 an hour. I'm not going to work at that. Where's the future in that? Where's the happiness? How could I socially fit in that environment and feel okay? That's the thing. How could I socially fit in that fucking environment where what is the best that can ever, the best that does, it pays their bills. It pays their bills. They make $40,000 a year. Okay, however much they make, $24 an hour, $18 an hour, whatever the fuck that is. And that's not me, man. That's not me, woman. That's not me, whatever the fuck that shit. Who gives a fuck about saying man like a 60s person? I don't care. The thing is, I'm not going to work at a fucking Wells Fargo call center. It doesn't make me feel okay inside. I would want to kill myself if I had to do that. And I know that because I was already sad working as a production designer. It was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do directing and acting and stuff like that. That's why I quit working as a production designer. Right out of undergraduate school in Los Angeles, they had work. They had a lot of work in the movies, a lot of work. That's where all the work in the movies is. They pay, even if you don't have experience. Anyone can go there and work in movies and be paid. You can go there and go to Central Casting in Burbank. You show up on a Saturday or whatever day it is. You bring your birth certificate and your driver's license, and you say, I want to be an extra. I want to be a movie extra. You walk up, they say, okay. They take a picture of you. You go home. A few days later or whatever, they say, okay, call the number every morning, wake up kind of early, or some productions are later in the day, and you call and you say, I want to be in it. They tell you all the shows going on, the movies and shows. Sometimes they call them all shows, even in movies, or it's a movie, TV show, production, stuff like that. This was 20 years ago when I was an extra. And I worked as an extra too. And I can't hurt this house. It'd make me cry. I put so much relentless effort into it. I really had to, no matter how I felt. And I may have to sell it or something to get them off my back and just leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone with the get a job shit. Whoever's doing that. But this is really a special house. Like, I'm supposed to stay here instead of going to Los Angeles, where all the work is. And the extra stuff, they pay you between $80 a day and $140 a day. And then when you've gotten enough jobs, you can join SAG, and it costs $3,000 to join SAG, and then you earn $140 to $400 a day just for being an extra. You show up and stand there and walk around. You don't have to talk. If you really want to do acting, you might get acting lines. And they might give you a speaking role in some of the movies. All the big movies, smaller movies, usually bigger movies. That's how you work as an extra in LA, and it's instant, guaranteed paid money, 4 or 5 days a week, and that can pay your bills if you're living in somewhere kind of cheap enough. But you may need to do, I don't know, you may need to. Anyway, that I don't know if it quite pays your bills, although you may have to live with roommates or something. You have to live with roommates. You might not be able to get your own place by yourself. But that's, you go to LA and it has paid work. You have to be roommates with somebody. And that was 20 years ago. And actually about 20, that was like 18 years ago or something. Actually 20 years ago was working as a production designer right out of undergraduate school. I started with this company as an intern, and they gave me a raise as a production designer. And I realized, hey, I've got a production designer credit on a movie, and they paid me $700 a week, plus free meals and gas. And so I did that. I got all the props for the movie. I went to prop houses, rental places. I got all the props and design for the movie, and that was one movie. I started on another movie, but I was overworked and wanted to quit. I hadn't slept in a long time, so I kind of quit. And they gave me I wanted the credit anyway, so they gave me the credit on the second movie too. Those for Full Moon and Temp, his production company, and it was also Full Moon. And I would always call it Full Moon because that was a bigger, more famous one. Full Moon. They had kind of horror movies, and I wouldn't work on a horror movie now. I don't like working on horror movies. And so I did those in a few movies, and on the third movie or so, or fourth, I was like, I wasn't happy. I wanted to be a director. I was not happy doing it. I looked up, how do you make more money? How do you really get to do the big budget movies and stuff? And they said you have to learn engineering and how to build these giant things. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I didn't even want to do real estate, which is the same kind of, I don't know. It's a little different. I might have to. I don't know. And I think maybe it can be good if I do real estate. But I'm not supposed to stop doing that for some reason I don't understand, because it's very real having to pay bills. And it may not be, I may not get to, but it could be happy and okay too, having to do that. Well, right now it's always felt like having to do that. But at one time when I was younger, I thought maybe it'd be something cool to do real estate, but haven't thought that way in 10 years, 12 years. It's been something I had to do to pay my bills, no matter how I felt. And so then So that's the problem, is that after cleaning up my house and painting, training, some fuck wants to say I just cleaned and cooked. I don't give a fuck what that shit is. I'd rather never do that shit again and play a guitar and sing, or throw that fucking, who gives a fuck about playing guitar? I'd rather be singing and ripped and have this look like a CGI character, like a square chest, and on a fucking stage singing, than having to do shit that they're saying I was cooking and cleaning. Who the fuck else does it with this house of this size? I have to keep this house clean. It's not easy. And then here and there, they're finding repairs on it, and they want to act like you're cooking and cleaning like you're a woman. Who gives a fuck about any of the stupid shit that they fucking do? It's dumb as shit, and I never wanted to do any of it. Maybe when I was 12, I thought, because my parents did real estate, I thought it'd be cool. Once I was 15, once I was 19, I never wanted to do real estate. That was something I had to do. Move back to some fucking podunk small town where they don't have an entertainment industry, you motherfuckers. All right, you want to know how I really fucking feel? But guess what? That's me really the past 2 or 3 days I've been blaspheming. I've been saying some curses against, I'm supposed to stay here somehow. Maybe by some miracle, Danica will be with me again. And then we get to do videos and films and maybe real estate somehow, and it'll work out okay and I'll get along with family. But without that, without Danica and the kids, I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't really feel like doing it. And I don't feel like anyone telling me I'm gay or some shit for eating coconut oil. How's that gay? How's that gay? I don't get it. How's it any more gay than this jizz, you fuck? Look, it's coming. It's white and it's liquid. It's coming out of man's penis when he. Come on, you fucking idiot. You're dumb as shit. Fuck you. Stupid ass. Fucking homophobe thinks this is gay. Tastes really good when it's cooked into soups. Tired of doing things their bullshit ass, stupid ass ways. So they want me to get a job, apparently. Somebody. My mom doesn't. She doesn't care. I don't know who's saying it. I don't want to say it's my dad because I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. He doesn't know this house is special for me. He doesn't get it. I got a thought. A tweet. A tweet. You know what that is? A Terminator destroying some shit that may be right in front of whoever's doing that to scare the shit out of them. A tweet. What is that anxiety? You know what that is? Some shit I don't give a fuck about. You think my Twitter ever got shit? No. Why the fuck would I go to that? Oh. One time it got 4 likes. On Twitter? Come on. They want to try to target you because for some reason they have an insecurity about it and they want to act like it's something they can hurt me with, and they've already been hurting me with it the entire time because there's somebody who knows me, and I've gotten mostly 0 and 1 or 2 likes on the Twitter stuff, so I don't even really post on there. But that's not enough for them to have already destroyed it. Then they want me to try to go on there and do some big dumb thing to try to target me like a liberal or something for some bullshit because they're angry as shit. And you know what? I might actually want to fight one of them in a ring. You know, I don't fight, and I'm against that, but if I could see that person's face, who wherever the anxiety came from, a tweet. Fuck is that? Oh, or maybe they're saying I'm a chicken because maybe it's God and Jesus saying I'm a chicken because I'm not going to Texas. Big good old meat industry, Texas, oil company, factory farms where it all started. George Bush family, Republicans, no entertainment industry allowed. Yep, that's where I want to go. That's where they took my children to. That's where I have to go. Like I'd like it there that much. I heard enough of it. You think somebody who grew up listening to bands like Jane's Addiction, Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, like art, film, music, creative things, had purple hair when he was 15, you know, was a skateboarder and stopped playing sports because he was made fun of for my appearance with my body, and actually lost weight and was in really good shape and still thought I might be fat or something, even though I was in really good shape. I didn't even know because I was insecure. I was an artist. And do you think somebody like that would want to go where George Bush is from? He's one of the biggest people. He's probably the most famous person from Texas with the big meat industry, and the feels good too. Might as well take a stab at a big Bowie knife, Rambo, stab it through a little cow's fucking head and kill him. We'd eat that too. We're good. Anyway, but you know, do some gay shit to him, make it feel good, because, you know, might as well do some kill it and rip the shit out of it with our power tools and shit. And you know, we started factory farms. We do the oil companies. We killed millions in the Middle East for it. You know, shit like that sucks. That's where we took your children. That's where we took your children away from you. A man came into town and physically took her and my children out of town, lied to her, told her he'd give her a $30,000 minivan, forced her into the car, forced the animals into the car, left all the stuff there, and acted like we were the bad guys if we didn't move all their stuff for them. You know, that's not true. They're kidnappers. They're breaking the law. They're all breaking the law by contributing to allowing them to be held there, held captive in Texas. They have not been here in 4 years and 5 months. And I had to suffer for years with depression. They caused my depression. Every summer they're supposed to be here, and maybe every winter, every summer at least, and also maybe every winter, at least every summer, and they would not allow them to come here, and they all took a part in keeping them there. And that one time I worked on this house so relentlessly that I was sent to urgent care when I found out, instead of her finally moving back here and being at the house, she bought a brand new house instead, a random brand new house from the money of YouTube that went huge, that I had been there showing her love and believing her to be her best, and talking to her for years, and being there for her emotionally and monetarily, in every way supporting her and believing her, telling her how good her videos are, even when I didn't quite understand them. I found the good and told her to keep up. When she was ready to give up, I was there to help her look at it in a different way and see how good it was. And she was okay, and she kept working at it, and I cheered her on and made her think how good it was until she finally made it. And once she made it and made $6,500 the first good month, kept making money, and we would talk again for years about how much more it would make, until it made more and more. And when we were on the same page and I believed in her, you know, no one ever did that for me in that way. My mom really believed in me. Other people don't really believe in their kids as much. You know, they don't know what's possible. And I believed in my kids, and I believed in her, and they made it. And then they pushed me so far by holding them all the love there away from me, besides from like my parents and stuff. Well, with Danica, and they kept them there so long that it caused me years of depression every day, crying every day. Never cried that much. When I was younger, I might cry, you know, even in my 30s, I might cry once every few years. And I ended up crying sometimes hours a day, and I cried every day for years. There's something really, really wrong. But my wife and kids were there, or whatever I'm supposed to be allowed to call her. And I don't want to think about it too much. And she took them there. Then she thought it'd be a funny trick to hide their new house, their new house that they bought. Not only was it that bad that it sent me to urgent care, then she hid her address and would not tell me where she lived, and thought it was a funny joke as I was suffering and crying and missing the children, and wondering if they're okay or not. How will I be there for them and help the baby to talk, who has not learned how to talk in sentences yet, and she's 4. And she is deprived Ayla of a father, because I was willing to be there since before the baby was born, there for them every day. And she just, you know, she couldn't forgive me, or, you know, she couldn't forgive me, had to do what her mom said or something. I don't know why. She held a grudge, and I don't know, or something that I don't understand. But I was sinful, and she was sinful too. But it still wasn't enough, because her family has rich money. Her family has a lot of money. You can't do anything wrong to our daughter. Or, you know, some man there took them away, and they helped her commit adultery for the first time on me, when we had been together and with only one another, and in trust, and really in love with one another for the first 8 years. And then I lusted after women. I lusted after women in my thoughts, but it was only in my thoughts, and I never did any of it in real life. but I lusted after other women because like had to move back to a small town, be a real estate agent. I had never planned on having a family, and she really wanted to get a family, and so I started a family, and that was good. But I didn't want to have to be a real estate agent and work at other stuff in a small town. I wanted to work in movies, and I got really depressed. I started getting a little depressed, and then that went away for many years after that. But then there was a problem with the relationship, so I lusted after women on the computer. But I never would have had sex with them, as long as she didn't have sex with any of them. And I just didn't like that cheating. And so, but then they didn't like how I lusted after women. I thought in my thoughts. So some big rich man, as he likes to think that he is, or something like that, he dedicated his life and soul to, which is bad. You know, that's not what life's all about. It's really, really bad. You know, and so he helped her. And his wife helped her too. She was always there helping him do this weird stuff. Ever since his previous wife, that lady was there. Like, he started meeting her at work when his second wife was at home, and somehow that caused her to kill herself. Second wife caused her a lot of depression, and then she killed herself. And then, you know, I'm from a family that doesn't really kill themselves, my parents. So they maybe, you know, their actions caused me to be depressed, but I didn't actually kill myself. Because thank God I have my mother and father. I have my mother and father, and they helped me to not be depressed. But then, after being together 8 years with Danica, that man there helped her to commit adultery, and so did his quote-unquote wife, some woman who he's committed adultery with, because his real wife is his first wife. That's who God brought him together with, and you know who knows what they did now, but he has a third wife who, that's adultery. You know, when they have sex, it's adultery. They're in the Bible, they're not supposed to be married. And so she was there to help Danica commit adultery for the first time in 2008. Almost, I may have really caused all the problems, you know, because Danica could have forgiven me once I was going through my midlife crisis or whatever. I didn't have any sex with anyone else. It was lusting in my thoughts after women on the computer, and that was the worst I did, and look at porn. And she outright committed adultery on me in 2008. And so it was like, once that happened, it was like really difficult to make it work. I hung in there another 2 years or so, and then finally I couldn't do it anymore. And she had fallen out of love with me a little bit, and so I thought, and I was still kind of thinking of lusting after women and stuff. I didn't know it was wrong back then. So we got a divorce. We got separated and got a divorce. But I didn't want to actually get a divorce. I wanted to be separated and for a while or something, or get a divorce, but I didn't know. And they thought divorce was normal because all these people in their family get a divorce. So it was like they kept saying they thought it was okay. I don't know what's going to happen now. I'm almost afraid to eat that sandwich. I don't want to gain fat, because I really got to pay my bills. So it's like, you know, got to look like an actor or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. What would I do to pay my bills here? It's got to make you know, I have an MFA from one of the best film schools. Like, I can't just get some $12 an hour job. I don't even know if that would pay my bills. $8 hours a day, $90 or $80 after taxes. $80 a day times 5, $350 times 4.5. It's like not that much, maybe $1,400 or $1,800 a month. That can't pay my bills really. I'd have to get another loan and pay off my credit card debt. Then I could. Then I'd be like, yep, I've got a $12 an hour job. No, I don't want that. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. I don't have anyone at home to say, calm down, don't worry about it. You know, you can get some whatever job, you know, it's not that bad, or you don't have to worry about it that much, or do something else on the internet, or do something with your videos to make more money, or be with Danica, or I don't know. but I can't go to anyone else because I'm hoping to get Danica and my kids back. She's held them there and made it difficult for 6 years to be there with them. It's been awful. I don't know how to get them back, and I've been relentlessly trying to get them back or thinking of how to do it. And I didn't want to go to Texas for the 8th time. I didn't want to have to go to Texas for the 8th time, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's why it's like really hard to, if I wasn't thinking about how to make that be okay, I was trying to work in my house or do videos. I'm sorry. I kind of lost it. I think maybe I gotta quit all caffeine and take it easy for a while. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to or not. Or I might get sad and be like, have no energy and be like, I'm tired. I don't know. But I don't know. But I think I'll be okay if I quit. I think I'll be like, I think if I quit all caffeine, I think I'll have tons of energy later, but not at first. I'll quit caffeine, eat a little more food, sleep a lot. I'll sleep a lot, and then I'll get my energy back up slowly. I lost like 23 pounds. I guess I'll eat the sandwich. Might as well. I can be some big fat guy if I put makeup on who's strong too or something, like, so I don't die of bad health. And just put makeup on and feel confident in my way that I feel original. Like, I don't know. And not be mean. Went to the bathroom and like fell. I'm gonna eat this sandwich. I might put ketchup on it too. I had a real breakdown there. Here's this really good sandwich. I made it out of this bread that I got. It's really good. Some kind of Italian bread or something. It's really good. It smells good. And I have this ham. I messed up. I sinned in this video. Tomato, but it's okay. Not that bad. I was a jerk. I acted like I'd punch somebody or something. And doing this with a lawnmower. What is he doing to put in his mouth? I don't know what that means. I don't know. And this is, I put a little celery on it, the good celery from the inside of the thing, because it was too crunchy to eat the big celery in the outside in a sandwich. And I put some sour cream. I put some kind of oil on it, or whatever it's called. Yeah. And a little bit of salt. a little bit of salt. I'm gonna eat a really good sandwich. Touch something. Get that out of the way. Is he watching who talks like that? I don't know. Okay. Show my body. Hi. Hi. I don't like to feel that way. I like to be happy and, you know, like there's no problems as much, or if it's problems, it's something good. Here's a really good sandwich. I'm gonna eat it. I might put ketchup on it. I was gonna use lettuce, but I didn't have lettuce, so. Here's a giant sandwich that looks really good on a little plate. Somebody's angry about it. Of course, they'd be jealous if I get to enjoy the way the food tasted. That's another thing. Maybe I gotta stop drinking caffeine. Maybe it's just the caffeine making me worry about that stuff. But one time, I showed myself eating food. Oh, I could put avocados on this. It would have been really good. I don't know. Tastes like a hot dog, man. I don't. Tastes like a hot dog. Tastes like a hot dog at a rodeo. Rodeo clowns. Awful. Why did it taste like a hot dog? I thought it tasted like a good sandwich. And I made fun of my dad. And I put his good mustard on it, made it taste like a hot dog at a fair. This doesn't taste quite right. It's supposed to have olive oil on it. The coconut oil tasted not as good either. I must have said something mean, kind of almost about my dad. What do you want me to do? Embrace old age. Be a failure at the thing that I worked at, that I worked towards for my entire life. And do something else. And not even be a failure. You know, on my way to heaven, because then I have my wife and kids back, maybe. If that's not allowed, I don't really give a fuck about being a real estate agent. Why do I have to then just randomly honor my parents? I shouldn't put them first. Put my wife first still. I want a wife. I don't like living alone. I've had to suffer for alone for 10 years, sleeping alone. I don't like being alone. I like having a woman who I'm attracted to live with, who God wants me to be with. But God wanted me to be alone. This does not taste that, I don't know. I don't know why it came out not tasting good. Oh. Angry at me for getting to taste something that tasted good. My family must be watching. I don't know. That's not true. I'm blaming my family for the anxiety. This is awful. It's going back in time when I blamed them. It does not taste that great. The coconut oil did not taste that great. It does not taste that good of a sandwich. I'm not worried about it. No, it tastes good. Neat. This sucks sometimes, you know. It sucks. Being alive sucks. For me. Not you. Not anyone else out there. This sandwich came out. Doesn't have olive oil. It had the coconut oil, and I could taste it. It tasted like it didn't quite taste right. I mean, ham, it tastes like I'm putting all this big meat in my mouth. It's like the kind that I don't even like. I don't know. It's awful. I don't know why I even eat it. Might as well smoke weed and do cocaine and be skinny and in really good shape. I don't even know, because that tasted not that great. But cocaine's illegal, so I can't do that. And at this age, it would probably hurt my health. So that's the only fucking reason why I wouldn't do it. Because it's illegal and it might hurt my health. Or I'd fucking do it to be skinny and it'd probably feel good and be happy. But guess what? It could kill you. It could kill you, 1. 2, it's illegal. That shit's scary. So I won't do cocaine. That tasted awful. The meat tasted bad. It didn't even taste good. It was really expensive. Why is it so expensive? I don't usually spend money on stuff like that. The meat did not taste that good. This did not taste that good. This and this made it taste like a fucking hot dog. Like it was like the wrong. it was like the wrong. It was like the wrong taste. It didn't taste like a good sandwich, and the meat tasted really bad. Like it had a lot of fat, and just I don't know what it just why, but it just why did I even eat it? I guess I don't know. But I ate that much of it. I took some bites of it. I might have to eat it. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in here. I might have to eat it to save money. I don't know. So they took away my kids. They lied to her, told her they gave her a $30,000 minivan, and when she got there, they took her hard-earned money and made her pay $20,000 on some random ass new stupid ass useless. She had an okay enough car that got her around everywhere she wanted to go and was safe. Made her spend $30,000 on some bullshit and lied to her and told her they'd give it to her for free. And when she got there, made her pay $20,000 on it. She had free rent from a rental house that my parents let her live at for free. And instead, they made her waste $2,000 something a month, $2,400 a month every month, and utilities on some random ass place right next to wherever her dad is or was. They wasted her money. She would have had so much money saved, and had she been with me to be ready for Copa, it was so big when we were together that Copa would have been nothing. You know, it may not have even affected the other channels that much with us together. And you know, 1 month she earned $72,000 in 1 month when I was believing her, and I was there to believe in her. It was like we could dream so big. It wasn't mean at all. It didn't ever have to be mean. It was dreaming really big and not limiting ourselves in those ways, and continuing working at it and thinking it as big as it could get together, and me believing in her for it to go really big. And it got there. She got in really good shape too when she first started. Was doing bubble blowing videos. She was kind of skinny and looked like a lead actor, like an A-list actor. She got up in her 30s, and lost weight after she had a baby or two. She had 2 babies and lost weight. We both were in shape, and she was in really good shape. She was in better shape than I was. And she kept working at videos, and somehow my videos didn't get big. And and it worked. No one believed in me like that big, because they couldn't even believe in themselves. They couldn't believe in themselves for it to be possible. So how could they expect to believe in me for it to work when they thought, how would it work for themselves? You know, my mom thought it's not possible. You know, that's why she didn't try to be some movie star or something. She got a regular job, and my dad too. They didn't think it was possible. No one believed in me like that. I believed in my kids that way. I believed in Danica that way. You know, that's all it takes, is really believing you can do it and working hard at it, and hopefully somebody else being there for you who's on the same page, or not just a page, but who you're married to, helps a lot. And then you can do those things. Like, you can talk about this stuff. You can talk about that stuff every day and work at it, work at those goals. And I think she didn't like that I was so obsessed with it. But she liked talking about it a lot. And my parents talk about stuff. My parents talk about real estate, and they get to talk about it like they're real estate stuff. You know, they think it's good and fun. It's not good and fun. You know, get away from, you know, I'm thinking about my wife, and we could talk about what we're going to do in the future and set these really big goals, and it was okay. We could dream as big as we wanted together. No one else could tell us it wouldn't happen, or we were like, who cares, it's still going to happen. And that's how we got to wherever we are now. Well, she got 501 million views, 500 million views. Most celebrities do not have that. Most A-list celebrities do not have that. Like, I could look up right now Jason Momoa. He probably doesn't have that many views on YouTube, but that's YouTube. I could look up, think of any Burt Reynolds. He doesn't have 501 million views on videos with him on YouTube. You think about almost any celebrity, Clint Eastwood. You know, they did movies. Now that is what went huge and made way more money. You know, but if you mention it to them, some of the celebrities or people, if you mention to anyone what you did, sometimes they get jealous and they want to hurt you. They want to hurt you for no reason. When you're not making that much, right? You know, and you still have to try to pay your bills somehow. This ham, what the heck? Weird. Came out wrong tasting. The things I put in this sandwich didn't taste good. I usually make a really good sandwich. What is this? Oh, no. I'm getting under a lot of pressure to lose weight, to do something that makes money. Apparently, get a job. Heard that in my anxiety thoughts hundreds of times. Get a job. I lost 23 pounds. I'm at the same weight I was at in 2015, lifting just as heavy, and I was athletic. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not carrying myself as well. I used to carry myself like I was really fucking strong, and it made me look, it was like, I think that was it. Like, everywhere I went, like, after I lifted the really heavy weights, I was like, I felt like I was like, I put forth when I was walking around, like I was like really strong, and then it made me look better. And now I lift these giant heavy weights, and I might go hee hee and go pet the cat and walk outside and go hee hee and stuff, and it makes me. I might like walk outside and go dee da doo da dee da dee da. I have a weak arm. I'm thinking of it with all my might, or something like that. It's like I can't even think of it, and it's like I left the results up to God and Jesus. Like I'm supposed to die and get a better, more kind soul. But now the pressure has been on. And not pressure, it's been like, get a job. I don't know why. I worked really hard in the house. I could, come on, Mom and Dad, guess what? I know how it's done. Here's what you do. Here's what I do. I get another $70,000 loan from the bank, and I work on the house. I pour crusher run on the driveway. Spend $2,000 on that, and really have to work with the guy about what has to be done. Get that really good. Do these other things in the house, make it worth a lot more money. The house value goes way up, and then I invested that $70,000 in the house, and it helped me pay my bills and put it into the house as I'm going, and the value of the house goes up $200,000. $200,000 with that 70,000 thing. But my dad doesn't. He's like, but that's a liability because you're living in it. He doesn't call it an asset. But I could live in it and get my son to live here and work on it more and get it really valuable and then rent it out for right now. Next summer, I can rent it for $2,400. That's pretty good. I was almost gonna rent it for $1,800, and I didn't know the prices had gone way higher. They've gone way higher, way higher. And like people were like, "Is this for real?" And I can rent it for $2,400, I think. A little bit of cleaning up, get my stuff out of the way. And I was almost gonna sell it, and that's the thing. I weigh the same, but instead of after lifting these huge 100-pound hammer curls, I'm not like, yeah, and visualize this being like looking like really cool or something and all this stuff. Instead, I'm like, I lift these huge 100-pound things, and then I go dee da do da dee da dee. I don't know, and then maybe it doesn't look as good. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I gotta make money somehow. And this house, it's something that I should keep, but I don't want to keep having to do what my parents had to do to pay the bills. Like keep having to work on this place. That's not what I wanted to do. It's okay enough now to live in. But then what do I do for a job they want me to get? All those jobs are in LA. I can go to LA and make money in it, but then I'm away from my parents, and it's sad. I cried earlier missing my parents. It was sad. My mom and my parents, my dad, because I thought of TJ Maxx, the way the clothes smell, like those kind of new clothes. Like my mom always liked TJ Maxx, and if I moved to Los Angeles, who would I know there? And years would go by. I'd come back, my mom would be 80 years old or something, and then I may never smell smells of those like clean clothes from those new clothes from TJ Maxx. Like those used. They're not used, but they have like those like off brands or whatever from TJ Maxx. Or the name they have. Okay, TJ Maxx, whatever it is, has like name brand clothes that they might cut the tag or something like that, and they sell it cheaper. But it's like a polo and stuff like that at TJ Maxx. And my mom always went there, and she'd get us clothes that we like at TJ Maxx. Sad because I haven't been to TJ Maxx. I haven't been out there and doing the things that they do, my parents, in years. I've been indoors for 6 years. Started working on one house before this, and then worked on this house, and did videos when I could, and tried to be there for my wife and kids, who gave me the cold shoulder for 6 years. She gave me the cold shoulder and kept the kids to herself, and I kept trying to go to them. I didn't really try to go to my parents that much. It felt like I went to my parents, it was okay, but it was like wrong. It was like wrong. You know, her and my dad, my mom and my dad are together, and they're married. I don't want to, you know, that's weird. I don't, and so I only see them not that often. And so I've constantly tried to get back my wife and kids, and I've been isolated in solitude in my house for 6 years. And the only, you know, to suffer for my sin, I think, because I tried to meet other. I thought, well, she's not really in love with me, so I thought I'd have to meet somebody else. And a few times I tried to meet somebody else, and I tried to party a little bit in 2011, a little bit in 2015, a few months, and it caused more suffering. It made her, and I guess her parents, pissed, and they have power, money, and stuff, and then, you know, they held the kids, and I couldn't see my kids for a long time, or here and there I could see them. I could see them now, but like, you know, is it really my idea of the place that I want to be with my kids? I like to be here, go to the places they like, which, I don't know, it can be amazing anywhere. I'd go to Texas, anywhere with Danica and the kids, feel happy. Often we'd be like a big American family, like a really big, good American family. And I don't know why she's been that way. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. These cabinets are kind of awful. All I gotta do is take some screws out, get a new one, and put those little drywall screws and a screwdriver, and you just hold it up somehow, put stuff under it or something, get it where you want, and just screw it into the wall where there's wood in the wall, and you know it'll hold. And that's it. You just put them in. Very simple. Drywall screws are just regular screws, and that'll hold it. And that's how you put cabinets in on the wall. Those are the uppers, and you got to use a level. Maybe use a level to get it really straight. They're kind of supposed to be at the uppers are supposed to be at a standard height, but you don't have to. Or sometimes you might install it a little higher and put a microwave under it, and that's a little different. Then you got to install the microwave to where the vent goes through either into the cabinets or like up through the ceiling and out the roof somehow. And that's with the microwave under it. And you try to put the stove under it. I might put this stove here and get rid of these cabinets, but I don't want to. And they work, but I like have to do something to make money. I don't get why they think this. They say this is a liability, but isn't this the value of the house increasing? Or do they? I think it's jealousy. I think it's jealousy. They don't want me to have some house that's worth tons of money. I think that's kind of really what it is. Because my dad has plenty of money, he can do whatever he wants, and he doesn't want me to have some house that's worth like $800,000. You know, this is a potentially 12-bedroom house. He doesn't want me to. He wants to keep it with, like, you know, it's kind of old and stuff, and it's good enough. But I don't know. I don't know. That's not true. I think that's kind of true. You know, and so he's kept me kind of that way. But it was for good. It wasn't bad. It was for good. You know, he wanted me to be big at stuff and good, but in the ways that he could understand. He didn't want me to be like a musician. I don't know why he didn't want me to be a musician. That was like not really allowed, too much personal freedom or something. I don't know what that was, because he really had to go to Vietnam as a young man and risk his life, and who knows what fears he had to face could have happened to him, and go into a jungle when he was like 23 years old. So he's like, if he had to do that, he thinks, why would I get to just, play music on a stage? Hey, I'm skinny, I'm cool, or something. And so he probably, it's not really his way. Like his grandfather was like a big police officer, and they had to do stuff like that. And I guess it was nice. It was really kind of him to say I could be a filmmaker. He said I could be a filmmaker, but they thought I'd do filmmaking, and they didn't want me to be the one in front of camera. They didn't want me to be the one in front of camera, but I do it now, and they're like, well, maybe you can do it. I don't know. I really punched this thing. It didn't hurt my hand. Yeah, this is old banana peel. This is old banana. I keep it, I save it. It's no, it's my favorite banana peel. I don't know what that is. But there might be somebody like, people are, there are people out there who work their regular jobs, and they think that, I'm not against them, but they think, yeah, this is what you'll be left with on Venice Beach as a homeless person. Why would I go that crazy? I work hard. I work hard on stuff. It may be a different kind of work, but I worked hard the entire time, and they made me feel like it wasn't good enough. Made me feel like it wasn't good enough. I really got to do something now. What the fuck? I got to all of a sudden do 10 times as much for it to finally be enough. That's what I didn't like. I've already lost 23 pounds with this get a job stuff. I figured that's something I do not want. A regular job. I can't really do it, so I can't get a regular job. And this house is worth a lot of money, I think. It's, the real estate values are way up, but it's really special. It's really special. It was an art school. I bought it for only $102,000. $102,000, but it could be worth a lot more. I don't know what it's worth now, but I really did a lot of work to it. I'll send you out juggling. You'll have to juggle. You better start juggling to make a living in a circus. You better start, because I got to be a waitress, and you better start juggling even though you never really juggled before. That's what you'll have to do. Now. You gotta go out there on the road in a circus, a real circus. You gotta live with them, and you gotta be the juggler. You gotta do it. Ugh. I don't want to do that. It's not my line of work. I don't have to do that. I'm gonna eat a food. Maybe I'll have an orange. Guess I gotta wash it off. Hi. It's like they want me to work at something that does not use my best abilities. Makes no sense. I'm really good at the movie stuff, but they wanted it to be something that I didn't really want to do or something. I don't know. Maybe it was just too hard to make it work away from LA. But I did, the videos kind of did something, but Danica was pretty greedy about keeping a bunch of the money. But I had to pay for the kids. I guess that's why. Forgot about that. She kept a... I'm making an orange. It's a wonder I'm not... I didn't feel that great earlier today. After I looked at the video I filmed. But I felt happy. I made a video, I felt happy in the video, and then I watched the video, I was like, ew, I thought I looked awful in it, so I took it down. I have no idea how I'm going to pay the bills, but I've made it this far. I have options, I guess. I can go to LA right now. I have enough money that saved that I can, well, I have enough money. My mom helped me with money. I don't know why. It's like she wanted to keep me here. I don't know why. But I can go to LA finally and really just work there, and that'll pay my bills. Because they have plenty of work in movies for anyone, no matter what your experience is. You can be an extra. That's the thing you can do to make money in LA if you want to go to LA and work in movies. And I have a lot of experience. I can be I don't want to be a production designer, but I can be a director. That's something good I can do. I don't really want to do it. I'd rather get in really, really good shape and be an actor because I'm good at acting and I have a resume for it. So I might do that. I don't really care that much about it. I enjoy it, but I'd rather be laying in the bed here, finally have plenty of money, not have to work on anything. Like finally have plenty of money. It sucks having to work on my health because I don't want to go to the hospital and get old. But sometimes I like it. Like if I really get good looking, then it makes me feel happy. Like, wow, okay, this is worth it. This is worth it when I really start losing more weight, like on my stomach and stuff. And I'm like, wow, he really is one of the good. He looks good in a kind way, and I am good. Dear God, please forgive me for having a yelling thing earlier in this video, and help God to be with everyone. Dear God, please be with everybody and help us do God's work on earth. Amen. And help us be okay. Amen. This is pretty good. I must have not been eating as many fruits. Hey. The entire time I'm making this video, I get an anxiety thought. The toilet. Throw it in the toilet. Throw it in the toilet. Almost every video I've done for 3 years or more. No fucking wonder why I didn't. No wonder why it didn't get that big. The wonder was Al were okay. He was there to believe in me and believe in the videos. Well, believe in the videos. We got along. I feel like what's the purpose of showing my body unless it looks really, really good. Who would care? It's like, oh, he's somewhere, one of the random people in the gym is kind of in shape. I don't know. Like this kid showed up next door. He's 19. He's 19 years old. And to him, you know, those kids look really good. Like he looks at me and thinks, so, I mean, what? He plays music. I'd have to see what he plays and what he does with the music. I don't want to because he's not my son, but maybe sometime later I will. I don't even want to play music right now. I like to not have to do any of this stuff unless I feel like it. Unless I feel like it, then I do it when if I say like I had $40 million, I'd never have to do anything I didn't really feel like. Well, I'd probably end up having to do something I didn't feel like, but then, you know, I'd be like, okay, you know, that issue would finally be okay. Nobody could throw me out there or who knows what, to have to make sure my bills are paid. That's been a problem. That's been the thing. That's been the problem. That's been awful. I've had to go through, like, I've had to see a waking nightmare of hell, terrified of my worst fears shown to me, and go out there and see that stuff and work in it no matter how I felt, waking up at 4:30 in the morning for every day or every weekday or almost every day for 3 months. And then it was awful. I think what was going on in my thoughts out there to influence America, because they pushed me with that hellish fear. It was bad. It was bad, and it's good now, so I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not driven by the fear. Somebody could come behind me, I'm not worried about it. Finally it was okay, because I went across the entire nation out there to all the stuff, and then I went across the entire nation willing for all those fears to happen to me, as kind as I could and godly as I could, like Jesus, but nowhere near as beautiful and kind as Jesus, because he was without sin. And I went across the entire nation willing for our worst fears to happen, to be as kind as I could to anyone who I may have hurt at a political level. And then by some miracle I made it home. I could see hell that time too, and I faced my fears, and I thought, okay, they may have to do those horrors to me. I was afraid of hospitals, I was afraid of institutions, I was afraid of jail, I was afraid of someone raping me, giving me AIDS, I was afraid of AIDS, I was afraid, I don't care, what would it do now? Somebody shoves something up your butt, oh, you're gonna take medicine for the rest of your life. It's not gonna, I don't know, it's not in particular something I ever worry about. It's not, but it used to be a fear. I don't see how somebody would worry about that. Like, I don't want AIDS. I don't want AIDS, of course, but who cares? It's like at this point, it's like so difficult to, and that's not the reason why it doesn't matter. It's between me. It's between me and God and Jesus. Being kind to others, really kind, not worried about this makeup, not worried about this body being in shape, but really doing God's work. And sometimes it's scary and it's difficult, and I don't know how I do more of it. And I've done so much already, and so I kind of got a little worried and started working on my appearance more. My face, well, I didn't do anything to my face other than put makeup on to look a little better, and working out, and I lost 23 pounds, and being a little bit more of here and there. I messed up and was a jerk when I was trying to starve myself so much to lose weight. That was a problem, but that was because of caffeine. That was because of caffeine. If I quit caffeine, don't tell anybody, and quit all my medicine, quit all my medicine, then I have way less of an appetite and I can sleep at first, and then I'll start getting my energy levels back up. I did that earlier this year and started getting like rock star mode. I was never mean. I was never mean, but I did think about sex a lot. Like many times a day. My sex drive got way higher again once I stopped taking the medicine. And and um I'd have to imagine it's my wife. It's my wife. Every time I thought of something like that, or whatever that was, did that. He just did that. Yep, he's by himself again. He didn't do any of it. Why? And I had to suffer for that because I was thinking about women a little too much. And I thought sometimes I'd think about like random women I saw, and I'd be like, yay, or something, and I'd still think it was my wife. But I got a thought of that of someone else, and I think I messed up a little bit, and it caused 4 months after that of no, that was a problem. I said this mean political stuff. I said mean political stuff. Those fucking people that are against Jim Morrison, I hate them. They're dumb as shit. And I gave a middle finger, and then I got a ticket, and I was worried about it for 4 months. I was so worried, and I gained 30 pounds. I've lost 23 pounds, but I gained 30 pounds, and then eventually I got it. They only gave me a $100 fine. They gave me $100 fine because it wasn't my fault at all anyway. I went out there driving in a car. I tried to turn around, and I was in front of this stop sign, and I put my foot on. Somehow I took my foot off the gas, and the gas pedal drove down, and it drove down its own because it was a 20-year-old car, and it drove on its own, and I put my foot on the brakes and it wouldn't stop, and it wrecked into the stop sign. I was so shaken up from it, and I could barely drive out there in public after that for most of this year, I think, or a few months. I didn't like driving out there. But I finally tried driving across country, and I didn't want to do that. I went home. So I might not drive that much unless I get Danica and the kids back. Then I could, oh, I like that. That's okay. I like driving them around. But her around, and, you know, not driving Miss Daisy. You know, we didn't do that. She had no worry about me being Italian. That was never an issue. We were equal. She was in love with me. But they gave me a $100 fine, and I finally was okay again. So I started losing weight. That worried me. Some guy had, I don't know, he gave me the wrong ticket for doing nothing wrong just because the brakes didn't work. But I finally, well, it was my parents' car. I didn't even own my own car because this road used to not be as good. And I drove too fast. I didn't know you can't drive on it. Not too fast for the speed limit, but for the road, it was too bouncy, and it shook up the engine for one of the cars. But it doesn't do it anymore. The road's really good, and I drive slow. So fuck you if you're gonna try to attack me for driving my car and have bad shit happen to me. I'm gonna keep quiet so nobody fucking attacks me with this shit. Okay, bye. Sorry, I'm probably gonna put this on private because, you know, they're fucking mean ass people who try to attack you if they get any information about you, and they suck. You're stupid as shit. Fuck you. All right, bye.